All right, Panther fans, here we are again. And I'm so confused by the fact that we're 5-0 and we just keep winning that when I put up my recap yesterday, I made the title Florida Panthers beat the Philadelphia Flyers 4-1. And and guess what? It was 4-2. And out of like 300 people watched it, and I got like 40 comments. Only one person picked up that I got the title wrong, or at least only one person said anything. But and I didn't even get a message from Stu. That's how happy and delusional we are at this point. We're just like we don't know what to do with ourselves. That said, we have Boston coming up twice, but we'll talk about that later. Stu, how we doing, buddy?
Good, real good. I had my victory cigar.
Outstanding. Yeah, I'm I tried it's cold in this room. I tried doing it with my winter cap on, but I can't even hear myself. All right. So that was I thought about this during the recap last night. I didn't want to say it was like our worst game of the year, but it certainly wasn't as dominating of a performance as we've had in the recent past. You were saying that you were mentioning to me how I think just Philadelphia actually played a better game than most of the opponents we've been playing. What do you got thinking there?
Well, we're getting to the point now, and I tweeted it a little while ago. Like every team that we're undefeated. Every team's going to be trying to take us down and give us that first loss. And I knew the Flyers are a good team, especially at home. We have a good rivalry with them. I just knew they were going to come out flying, no pun intended. And I knew they were going to try to be physical because nothing else seems to be working, as far as how to diffuse our offense. I thought the first period was good. The second period sucked. And I thought, obviously, the third period, they played with that desperation and, they found a way to win.
Right.
That's what the good teams, great teams do. They find a way to win. And, every time we're down, it's like we're expecting someone to tie the game. And,
right.
I gotta say it again, your boy came through in the clutch.
Yeah.
That was a great pass by Hubie, and Tippy just boom, tie game. And the fact that there was 26 seconds left in the period, the momentum swung back.
Yeah.
So
but that put to your point, we've had at least 3 different guys now score 2 goals in games, right? Because Huberdeau did it last night, Verhaeghe did it, and Bennett did it. So that's at least
Ekblad did it.
So I think out of 5 games, out of 4 out of 5 games, we've had somebody score 2 goals, and it's been different guys. So the point being is that every night it's somebody different. And this team is so deep, where you have a night like last night where the top line just wasn't invisible.
Did Lundell do it? Didn't he have 1 goal and then the empty net?
Actually, I think you're correct there too. Yeah, I think so.
Colorado, maybe.
I'm not sure. I think the empty netter was just his second goal, but I don't think he did it in the same.
All right, not important.
The point is that it's somebody different every night that's picking up the slack, and that's Goldie and Randy were talking about it on the last broadcast, where in the years before with Barkov and Huberdeau, I think Huberdeau was talking about this, where in the years past, if Huberdeau didn't score and Barkov didn't score, they had so much pressure because most likely we're going to lose that game. Now it's just so different, and every night there's a different thing to talk about. The thing I've noticed is that fourth line, and then this is I know it's probably not true, but I don't know what it is with Q. Last year during every recap, the same thing would happen to me. I would wait until about 15 minutes before game time, and they give us the lines, and I go do the pregame, and sure enough, by the time the face-off come, something changed. Now poor George Richards is making videos in the middle of the day based on what the lines are. This poor guy, and I'm talking about it on the live stream, and then you see on the ice, and it's so I don't know. I think Q's just having a little bit of fun there, because the point being, we keep complaining because we see, or I keep complaining, I keep seeing the lines are going to include Jumbo Joe, and then it doesn't.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a second, because
Yeah, yeah.
you know, we've been text about it, and you know, I said it when they signed him, and you know, the question I asked was why,
Yeah.
and I think Joe's there for one reason, and that's for Barkov to hand him the cup. So, you know, Q played him a couple of games. You know, it's apparent he's just, you know, he's old and slow.
Yeah.
And you know, I think we should play him every so often, but we have guys that are much better than him, and you know, let him wait for his moment in the sun when we get to the playoffs. And obviously,
Right. Yeah.
we all hope that, you know, that Sakic to Bork picture will be Barkov to Thornton. So
Right.
that's all I have to say on that subject. You know, the best thing, and we've always had a problem with it, and now we don't, and that's depth. And
Yeah.
I was just tweeting with somebody just before we came on, and he said something about Marchment being a role player, and I disagreed with him, you know, because that third line was, in my opinion, that third line was the best line last night. Even though Huberdeau got 2 goals and Tippett got a goal, I still think that line, you know, with Lundell's line was great. Reinhardt has found a home on that line.
Yeah. What a difference.
I said to you exactly what happened. They would try Reinhardt with Barkov and Verhaeghe, but it all depended on the chemistry, and the chemistry wasn't there. And now,
yeah, I know.
chemistry is there with those 3 guys. Now, the other thing that, and I forget who it was, it's not important, but he said something about Marchment and his skills, and, you know, he's great physically and whatnot, but, you know, a guy like that that's willing to sacrifice and go into the boards and bang bodies and dig for the puck and get the puck out and make the play, those guys are very valuable.
Yep.
And without Marchment, I don't know how successful Lundell and Reinhardt would be.
Well, yeah. And if you look at the way that the lines are designed, I mean, obviously not so much of our first line, but the rest of the lines are kind of like that. And at least line 2 and line 3, where, you know, I mean, I know Tippett's got the shot and everything, but his role on that line kind of, I mean, because I spend a lot of shifts like you like to do. You know, I watch individual players, you know, as best I can on TV. And Tippett's underrated in terms of going in and getting the puck and getting it out. But the same thing, like you're saying with Marchment. I mean, yeah, you know, I wasn't happy last year, obviously, with him on the top line, because it was less of a knock on him and more of a, are we really the best we're going to be able to do is Marchment on the top line? We have to have, you know, real scorers up there. But that third line, I think what you're picking up on, you know, feeling like they were the best line on the ice last night, is because they were just all over the place defensively too. You know, they just couldn't get anything going against that line. And Lundell and Marchment, really, I mean, and Reinhardt's kind of like following in their footsteps, but Lundell and Marchment are just all over the ice. They're just relentless, and it's just a beautiful.
And Lundell,
right.
Every time I watch him, and again, I saw that in the YouTube videos that I watched from you know, from his, you know, days before he came here in the Finnish league, and the, you know, the juniors, and then the worlds. I mean, just kid's great.
Yeah. I know.
And he does so many things. Again, if you just zero in on him,
right,
you just see so many little things that he does. It's the hockey IQ that I talked about.
Yeah,
the kid has great hockey IQ.
Yeah,
and that's what makes him a great player. That's what makes Barkov a good. Barkey was on fire last night.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just really just banging by. I mean,
I know.
Normally, I don't see a lot of that like throughout the whole game, but he was just
crazy. The time on ice. I just want to mention this real quick before I get into the thing everybody's waiting for. But their time on ice, I was looking, and I mean, it's so well spread out. I mean, because somebody had mentioned a couple videos before. I said, hey, Tippett hasn't scored yet. So I went and looked at the stats. I'm like, yeah, I know. He's only got the 1 assist. But like his average time on ice is only like 11, 12 minutes for the second line. So it's so well spread out. But so the point being is I think that Barkov knows he's not going to be playing so many, he can go out there and expend a lot more energy in his shifts because he's not conserving it. Now, let's talk about Keith Yandle.
Wait.
Wait, no, not yet.
Wait.
Okay.
I just want to.
We're gonna make him wait longer.
I want to add something to that.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we have the depth that we always wanted.
Right.
And where that's going to pay off is later on in the season and in the playoffs. Because I think a lot of the problem, and like you said, I mean, Barkov was hovering close to 30 minutes a game back in the day. And I think he got burned out as the season got into the final 20 games, 10 games, whatever.
Right.
So the fact that we have this depth, the fact that we have those three lines that can score multiple goals.
Yeah.
And you always hear about rolling 4 lines, and the fourth line is not too shabby either.
No, it's not.
Obviously I'd like to see some goal production from them, but let's leave it to the top 3 lines.
Yeah.
Again, we scored 4 goals last night.
Right.
And that's my magic number. At least 4 goals a game with Bob and Nat, we're going to win the game.
Yep.
How many times have I said that to you?
No, I know it. You're exactly right.
So now you can talk about Keith.
All right.
Yandle.
So he yeah.
So what did I say? What did I tweet early in the morning?
That's the thumbnail right there. As soon as we mention Yandle's name, that's the thumbnail.
Yeah.
I
knew it was going to happen.
Go ahead.
I wanted it to happen so we all could have a good laugh. And I wrote I wrote something. I said, now the Flyer fans are feeling what we felt for the last couple of years.
Yeah, there they are playing their ass off.
And we're laughing.
Yes, right. I mean, and it's exactly how it would happen to us. We're sitting there playing our asses off, and the game is tight or tied like it was, and you've got the advantage. You're on the power play, and there it was. Like Randy Moller, he passes the puck to absolutely no one. I almost fell off the couch when Randy said that, because he really couldn't say that when he was on the team. So
I called it a brain fart pass.
Oh man. And it's funny because in the live stream, somebody asked me if Huberdeau was going to get his first goal. And I said, no, I want it to be Tippett because I want to see Tippett make Yandle look like a fool. So close enough. Close enough. He just couldn't have written it.
Yandle took a bad penalty, took a cross check.
Well, I said this in the first intermission, and it kind of worked out. And I wanted some kind of retribution for what he did to Lusterinen. I don't know if you saw it. I know you were having trouble in the beginning with the TV and everything, but it was after the whistle on one of the penalties on the Flyers, and then Yandle just comes up from behind Lusterinen and just buries him and shoves him down, and Lusterinen went down. Then it was right after a goalie had told the story about how the guys had gone out to dinner with Keith Yandle the night before, and including Gudis and everything. And I'm like, save that for postseason. You save that catching up for the postseason, because you go out to dinner with the dude, then he comes out on the ice and he thinks, that's my friends. They're not going to do anything to me when he shoves our guy down. But we got better revenge than somebody going after him. That was just everybody. How do you? I mean, that's like a Disney movie. You know what I mean? I mean, the script was ridiculous. So, what else did we see last night, man?
Anyway, we saw is a great goalie duel. I mean, the two of them back and forth, and I mean, Bob let him his first bad goal of the year at 5-hole. I mean, Cam Atkinson I would put in that category as a Panther killer.
Yeah.
I have my list of these guys, and I don't even think I don't even think he made that great a move. If you watch the replay, it looked like he was like, I don't know. He didn't come in smooth. That's all
No.
how I can describe it. But
I think he was
you
thinking
know,
5-hole the whole
Bob
time.
bit and 5-hole, which
Yeah.
he's been doing a pretty good job of that all season. But other than that, I mean, he kept us in the game.
No, you froze up on me for a second there. I think I lost Stu. Uh-oh. Oh no, poor Stu. We lost him. I'm still here. Let me text him. We'll see if I can get him back, guys. Let's see. Just stick with me here for a second. Oh, there you
Yeah,
are. Okay, good.
You froze.
Yeah, we froze. That's okay. I kept everybody going. I kept
Right.
I kept it going. I did a little song and dance.
But
Okay, go ahead.
Hart was just as good, if not better.
Yeah, we had a lot of chances, but what we talked about too. I mean, that double save that Bobrovsky made in the first period, where he ended up flopping around like a fish and doing cartwheels in the net there. Like I said in the recap last night, that's at least the third or fourth time where he's making the big saves in the beginning of the game, and then we're going down the ice, and scoring, which is exactly the opposite of what was happening last year. And it's, it was emotionally debilitating to the team last year. You could see the total difference, in the guys now when Bobrovsky's making those saves.
Yep.
Those early big time saves, it's just it changes the entire outlook of the team and changes the whole dynamic of the game. So I think we're going to get night Monday, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be night on Monday, and then Bob back, versus Boston, and I'm supposed to go to the Boston game.
Oh, you're going to go to the Boston game? We're at home Wednesday, or because I know we played two out of 3 games.
Yeah, no, we're home Monday, Arizona,
Right.
Wednesday, Boston.
Okay.
And then I think we go on the road for 2 games.
I think it's Detroit and Boston.
And then, hold on.
Yeah.
And then we let's see. So we got Arizona on Monday, Boston on Wednesday. We're at Detroit Friday, at Boston Saturday.
Right.
And then we don't play till the following Thursday against Washington on the 4th and Carolina on the 6th.
Okay, so you figure,
and then we go out 4 games. Oh, we got a back-to-back. 8th Rangers, 9th Jersey, 11th Pittsburgh, and then we come back Tampa again.
Yeah. In my
I'm so sick of Tampa.
I know. In my schedule review, that was the one thing I noticed was we had a lot of back-to-backs, including back-to-backs on the road, and a few back-to-backs, more than a few, I think, where one road game and then the next day we're at home. And I think that Tampa game is one of those times where we're doing that. But it is what it is. I mean, look, we keep playing like this, that's just not gonna matter. You know what I mean?
Listen, I like the fact that we're playing every other game because we're in that, the tank's rolling.
Yeah.
The tank's just making, it's making headway. We're a quarter into the first 20 games. And I said those first 20, 25 games are gonna, they're gonna be the sign of how we do this year.
Yeah.
I don't foresee us having a 7-game losing streak. I just don't see it happening. We know we're not going to win every game, but right now it's a lot of fun.
Well,
a lot of fun.
It is, and that's what I was sitting there thinking last night. But I didn't want to tweet it because when I tweet things, it tends to. I can say it, but when I tweet it, it tends to immediately get undone somehow on the ice. But I was watching the team, and I was looking, and I was like, I'm thinking, who is going to beat this team 4 out of 7 games? That's what I started to think is like, yeah, we're going to lose a game here. We're going to lose. But I'm thinking of what team is going to match up with us so well that they beat us 4 out of 7 games if we're playing like we're playing now, especially with.
But again, it might not be one of the teams we expect.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be Arizona on Monday.
Oh, no, but I mean, I'm thinking playoffs is what I'm saying.
Forget
I'm
about it.
thinking,
Don't even talk about the playoffs
don't even
yet.
talk about the
Let's
playoffs.
just enjoy the ride.
You're
I'm
supposed to
sticking,
say playoffs. What do you mean playoffs?
I'm sticking to my prediction that we win the division.
Okay,
That's all I want to see.
right.
You know, like I remember some years ago, the Rangers had it in their dressing room. They had all these things leading up to the cup,
Right,
you know, like mission accomplished here, mission
right,
accomplished,
right.
you know, whether it was the division, then the next round, and the next round, and the conference, and then the finals. So for me, the first, I guess the first goal is
Right,
just
right.
winning the division, winning it handily.
Where do you
I
stand on the
mean,
President's Trophy?
well, you know what? That's not important either, because a lot of President
Right,
Trophy winners have lost in the first round.
right,
So the thing that I like, and I looked at the standings today, we're plus 13 in goal differential, which we've never led in goal differential.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Edmonton is 11. Edmonton's the other 5-0 team.
Okay,
So when we say we're the best team in the league, I think we are, obviously, but you can't, take
yeah,
away Edmonton right now is 5-0.
right, right, right. Yeah.
So we got to win the games in our division.
Yep,
That's crucial. We got to, beat the teams, the Bostons and,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
obviously Tampa. And, the Habs finally won last night after 5 tries. So
Yeah, yeah. I stopped by.
I still say that was a fluke, but did we talk about the power play?
No, no, let's go ahead and do that before we wrap up. Yeah, power play.
All right. So what I saw with the power play, and the first thing I'll say is you can't get 6 or 7 power plays and score 1 goal. It's just unacceptable. I'm sure
Right.
everybody would agree with that.
Yeah,
The key to killing a power play to me is being overly aggressive. I'm talking about the PK.
right, right.
And you can see what we do. And is, stand up at the blue line. Once a team gets set up and they throw it around, that flyer goal, they were in our zone, I don't know, almost a minute.
Yeah,
Just
yep.
the guy, the PK unit gets tired.
Right,
And I mean, I knew a goal was coming. I just, it's just inevitable. So the secret to our success, number one, is putting Hornquist back on the number 1 unit.
yeah,
Say what you will. I mean, that just for the guy standing in front of the goalie, and he's going to get his tip-ins and his rebounds, but taking the goalie's eyes away from the shooter.
right, right, right.
I mentioned something to you earlier about there was a shot by Ekblad that Hart didn't even see because Hornquist was right in front of him. Somehow he made the save.
Yeah.
So Philly was really aggressive last night. The Panthers were sloppy. They were making bad passes. They were making too many passes, as they always do. I think you mentioned Huberdeau had a couple of opportunities to shoot, and he does. Like his first goal, he shot. He had a couple of other chances just like that, and I don't understand why he passed.
Yeah.
The secret is, it's not a secret. It's a simple formula. Just keep shooting.
Right,
Shoot. Good things are going to happen, either deflection or a rebound, or the goalie's going to misplay it, or it's going to bounce off somebody's skate. Just, the more shots you put on net, the better chances you have of it going in.
Yep.
One thing I would like to see the first unit get off sooner before they're on there a minute and a half.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They finally get off the ice with 30 seconds. I'm thinking if nothing's happening after a minute, pull them, put the second unit on, because our second unit is a really good power.
It's pretty good. Right.
What do we got? What do we got on that second unit?
I think, I know Vetrano's out there.
We got
Tippett's out
Verhaeghe.
there. Verhaeghe's out there. I think Montour.
Montour's on there. Reinhardt's on there.
Right.
Duclair's on there. I think. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I think
we have a really strong second unit.
We could pick like 15 guys.
I think they need to get a little bit more time. I just think, after a minute, these guys they're tired.
Right.
And that's when the mistakes happen. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's what happened. Somebody will have to look it up and see, but I think that's what happened on the Atkinson goal.
Okay,
That
okay.
our first unit was on there too long, and we coughed it up, and boom, off to the races. But
Yep.
they'll work on it. That's
Yeah,
why
no, look.
that's why they have practice.
Yep. And it's like I said last night, it's good to have these little things for them to work on, and it's good, like with Bobrovsky, giving up the 5-hole goal every once in a while. It's perfect for me, because that way it keeps me complaining about him just a little bit, because everybody knows what happens as soon as I give him too much praise. In fact, that's the only thing he's still working on right now, is the 5-hole thing, and that's the first thing I gave him praise for this year, was he fixed the 5-hole. Oops, no, he didn't. So I'm shutting up with the praise until the cup. Like I said last night, when he's got the cup in his hand, I will give him full unabashed praise. So.
All right, so you tell me, what are the 2 words I always tell you of where players score on goals?
Oh man, high and over the shoulder.
That's right.
Yep.
And Giroux's bullet, laser beam, whatever you want to call it, there's no way Bob is stopping that.
No.
And if you watch, I watch the NHL Network every day, and I look at the replays of majority of the goals scored in this league are top shelf, or
Right.
at least over the goalie's block or over their glove. The shots are so fast, it just humanly impossible to react to a shot going over your ear.
No, not that. No,
You can't do it.
no.
These guys, I mean, it's just incredible how they find, a small little area
Right.
in the corner, up top shelf in the corner. I mean, it's just incredible. You look at some of these shots these guys make, and I'm talking not even the superstars in the league.
Yeah.
These guys are just so good. And the sticks, when I played hockey, they were wood sticks. Now these graphite sticks, I mean,
Yeah.
those shots are so fast.
I know, they can't even see the puck. And to that note, in terms of not seeing things, last night the audio feed was ahead of the video. So goalie would yell, and he scores, and then the puck's in the net.
It wasn't funny to turn on the game and see golf. I was going nuts with the whole Twitter was just burning up with people that.
Yeah, well, it was weird.
I don't know what happened, but then somebody was really nice, and I forget who it is. So whoever you are, if you're watching this, thank you for putting the suggestion out there for the Bally Sports app, where I was able to watch,
Right.
I don't know how much I missed, but I was able to watch at least the second half of the first period.
Okay.
On my phone. And then of course they fixed the problem,
but they did.
That was kind of weird. That was kind of weird.
Was your audio out of sync too? Because I saw a lot of people saying that.
Yeah, for a little bit. I think they fixed it.
Yeah, I don't think I was considering muting mine, because Goldie was ruining the game for me, because he was calling the action before it happened. I don't even know. Technology. What the hell?
We got a hoopy dooby doo last night.
Yeah. So, all right, bud. Well, this was good. I got to go prepare to watch my Dolphins lose again, and then we'll be back. We got games Monday. We got a lot going on this week. So,
well, I told you I'm working on. Not going to say who it is.
Yeah,
but
we don't get it
hopefully
away.
Tuesday we'll have one of our special guests join us.
Yeah.
And get his take on things.
Yep.
But it's really fun. It's just really fun, for all of us that have had years of tweeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be seeing what's seeing. And then somebody tweeted a little while ago that used to watch the NHL Network, and the Panther game would be the last game that they reviewed.
Right.
And now we're the first game.
And now we're the first game. And
I like the fact that we're finally being recognized and getting the respect that we deserve. That
yeah.
you know,
right.
Not
No.
maybe not that we're the team to beat, but a lot of these pundits, a lot of these commentators are, they're jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
see what we've seen.
Right. Well, yeah.
And I know the rest of the country in Canada that watches the NHL network or whatever.
We're not
they're seeing how good we are. And I got news for you. Every team in the league right now knows that the Panthers.
Yeah, it could possibly be real.
We have a target on our back. So look for Arizona to come out Monday.
Oh yeah. I'm not taking anybody lightly at this point, because the higher you get, I mean, there's only one way to go. You know what I mean?
And that's the type of team that could take us out. I'm not saying it's going to happen,
right?
But we have to watch ourselves. I mean, you could go into a game real confident.
Right.
But not taking a team lightly, because they might be in 4th or 5th place, like a Detroit.
Yeah.
Or Buffalo. I mean, look at Buffalo. Buffalo was supposed to be, last in the division, and Buffalo's right behind us.
I know, right behind us. I know. That's crazy.
Anyway.
All right, bud. Enjoy the rest of your day. Everybody, we appreciate you watching. And
comments, people.
Yep. Comments.
We want to hear, we like comments.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, bud. I will
have a good day
on the other side. Yeah, you too.
All right. Be good.